red button. Okay, so we're here with Kathy, who's going to show us a little bit of her Mod Podge magic on how to decoupage your crappy featherweight case or whichever ratty sewing box you've got to work on. I've got several vintage machines that the cases are trashed. So what she's got here is some fun papers, and some other necessary items are some stamps. And she's over here just dibbing and dabbing and brushing on the Mod Podge on the inside of the case, and she's pulled off all of the fabric that was on the case, all the previous lining, as much as you can get off. Now, if you couldn't get any layers off, you could just leave it there and paper over it.
Because that's the hinge. I don't want to get rid of that.
Yeah. So we're trying not to put Mod Podge on the hinge or anything.
Just make it
yeah.
shiny.
Okay. It's kind of hard to go wrong. And I tell you, after not smelling Mod Podge since the third grade or whenever it was we last used it, this is a fragrance that comes back to mind heavily. So she's just brushing that on.
That's a lot, but that's okay.
Just get it down in there. She's already put some paper in the bottom from yesterday. I tried recording this and my camera was full, so it wouldn't let me finish the recording.
Sponge brush would probably cover better.
Okay. So we're just putting this on. And I love her collection of papers and stuff that she's got. Inside the box lid here, she's got quilted wrapping or quilter's wrapping paper, so it looks like a hexagon quilt, but it's actually wrapping paper. You could use greeting cards. You can use, we were talking yesterday about using diagrams from old sewing machine manuals, like, you could paste your threading manual page right on top of the box. You'd never lose it. You'd never forget how to thread your machine.
Vintage dress patterns.
Vintage dress patterns, and especially the covers would be great. The covers with the fashion models would be super. Or what about your favorite quilt pictures from different magazines that you've saved? That you could put all kinds of inspiration. Oh, look at that. That is adorable. It's a little old calendar, but the picture's great. So now nothing can go into the trash bin. We're going to save it all. Okay. So she's going to put that paper right up there. She's already kind of pre-cut this to size. And she's just going to push it on there. And then she's got a little roll. What did you call it? It was
brayer.
Just a brayer. Well, like a wallpaper roller kind of a thingy.
Yeah.
But you can also use a credit card. You want to work all the bubbles from the center out towards the edge. Just like if you were wallpapering a wall. She's going to get a little bit more on that edge there. It's just so fun to see this old ratty case take new shape, and I know that I'm going to be doing this too, especially the case that Barbie is in, because she's got a really ratty, ugly blue base, and it's a pink machine, and I think she needs something really girly to make it extra fun. Just going to smear that on there. And how long does it take for the Mod Podge to dry?
Depending on the weather, just a couple hours.
A couple hours, maybe. And you can just put layer upon layer depending on how much of stuff you wanted to add into your collage. This case is really cute. While she's working on that inside, I'll come over here and show you the side. Love the side here with these mod girls and their fashion statements on the side. The front of the case, she's worked around the hinges for the featherweight case as best as she can, getting up close to those hinges. But this is paper that looks like it's like she's put buttons on. It's all paper with notion, so there's lots of buttons and thread things and scissor things. And then she uses stamps a lot. So if you have a paper that has open space in it, you can stamp with the stamps. Different sewing machine notions here. We've got the sewing machine. This one says best black silk, all kinds of sewing notions. So I guess I'm going to have to start collecting more things other than just fabric. Yeah, look at that. She's just going to piece another piece on there. And yesterday you were tearing around the edges of some motifs and then showing us how to... This is an ink pad with sepia-toned ink. And she's just wiping the edges of the torn piece of fabric or the torn piece of paper on there so that it makes it look more aged. We used to do this with a match and burn the edges of stuff, you know. And my poor camera is now down to 20% of battery, so now she's going to Mod Podge right onto that little piece, and she'll place it in some area where it looks really neat. Just going to stick it down there kind of at an artistic angle until our collage looks complete.
Yeah.
Upside down. That's okay too. So one jar of Mod Podge will last you a good long while.
This is the second case.
This is the second case with it. Yeah. It's amazing that this product's been around this long and that it's really seeing a resurgence.
Put a coat or two over it, let it dry, sand it, and then seal it again.
Okay. And then it's waterproof once you've sealed it again, right?
Well,
pretty much, or you're going to put